friends! As you can see, I have a firefighter with me today. He doesn't really look like a regular firefighter, though. Does anyone know what kind of animal this is? It might be hard to tell because they actually don't live in America at all. You may have never seen one before today. This is my friend, Firefighter Wombat. Hello, Wombat. I think we should read some stories about what it means to be a wombat and what it means to be a firefighter. So come along with me and let's get started. Our first book is Sometimes I Like to Curl Up in a Ball by Vicki Churchill with pictures by Charles Fugue. Sometimes I like to curl up in a ball so no one can see me because I'm so small. Sometimes I like to jump high as I can to see how much noise I can make when I land. Sometimes I like to scream ever so loud. Not that I'm cross, I just like how it sounds. Sometimes I like to just walk round and round. I pigeon step, till I fall down. Sometimes I like to stand still as a tree and watch everyone rush around about me. Sometimes I like to poke out my tongue or make funny faces. Now that can be fun. Sometimes I like to get in a real mess with mud on my feet and my hands and my chest. Sometimes I like to run ever so fast. I sometimes come first, but I sometimes come last. But when the day ends and the sun starts to fall, then I do what I do best of all. I find somewhere soft, somewhere cozy and small. And that's where I like to curl up in a ball. The end. Our next book is Wombat, the Reluctant Hero, written by Christian Trimmer with pictures by Rachel Guyon. Now, reluctant is maybe a new word for some of us, and it's pretty long. Can you say it with me? Reluctant. What does reluctant mean? Well, it means there may be something you don't really want to do. So you might be reluctant to go to bed at night, or you might be reluctant to eat your broccoli at dinner time. It sounds like our wombat is reluctant to be a hero. Let's see what that means. Wombat liked her things just so. Everything had its place and nothing was out of order. Her closet was always organized. Her kitchen was always pristine. Her pantry was always well stocked. Wombat couldn't say the same about her neighbors. Wallaby always looked a touch disheveled. Wallaroo always seemed a bit bedraggled. And Kangaroo, well, Kangaroo always appeared disheveled and bedraggled. But that was their business, and Wombat didn't concern herself with others' business. It was a very hot, dry summer. When Wombat ventured out of her burrow one evening, she noticed that her neighbors seemed even more disheveled and bedraggled than usual. She had to admit, it was hard to look one's best in such extreme heat. She also noticed that the water hole was running quite low. With a sigh, Wombat returned home and put on her digging overalls and gardening hat. She lumbered back to the water hole and got to work. She dug and dug and dug, and at long last, she struck water. Wallaby, Wallaroo, and Kangaroo cheered in appreciation. Wombat let out a sigh, tipped her hat, and headed home. Just as she was settling in, preparing to sip some strawberry-infused seltzer, there was a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. It was Wallaby, Wallaroo, and Kangaroo. "Pardon me, Miss Wombat," said Wallaby. "We just wanted to thank you for your help at the water hole." And he presented her with a delicious bouquet of snowgrass. Wombat sighed in appreciation and tipped her head goodnight. The following evening was even hotter, and as Wombat went about her tasks, she noticed a larger crowd around the water hole. Wallaby, Wallaroo, and Kangaroo were joined by Possum, Emu, Echidna, and plenty of other birds and lizards. Wombat let out a long sigh, returned home, and put on her digging overalls and gardening hat. She trudged back to the waterhole and got to work. She dug and dug and dug, and after a long while, she struck more water. The crowd hooted and cheered. Wombat didn't have the energy to sigh. She just tipped her hat and tiredly walked home. The next afternoon, Wombat was awakened by a knock at her door. Wombat sighed one of the biggest sighs she had ever sighed as she got out of bed. It was Koala, and she was panicked. "Miss Wombat, I'm sorry to wake you so early," said Koala, "but we're in trouble." Crawling out of her burrow, Wombat immediately saw the problem. With nary a sigh nor a sound, she raced into action. She gathered her neighbors and her neighbors' neighbors and ushered them into her home. Wombat shoved aside her belongings to make room for everyone. It was a tight squeeze, but she did her best to make them comfortable. The animals sat in silence, slowly sipping the water Wombat gave them and nibbling on the snacks she shared. After some time, Wombat dared crawl out of her burrow. She gave a sigh of relief. The fire was gone, but it had destroyed much of their neighborhood. Wombat returned to her burrow, put on her digging overalls and gardening hat, and with her neighbors by her side, she got to work rebuilding their home. The end. As you can see, wombats are great firefighters. They help their neighbors in all kinds of ways. During droughts, when there's not a lot of water, they dig super deep so that everyone can still drink. And during wildfires, wombats have been observed to welcome other animals into their burrows. As we saw from this book, is kind of a big deal because wombats really like their privacy. I think we should sing a song about what great firefighters wombats are. Would you like to sing with me? My song is called Wombat Firefighter, and at the end of every verse, we're going to put our hands on our hips and say, "I'm a wombat firefighter." Let's think of the ways that our wombats have helped their friends and some of their other behaviors. Let's see. This wombat is curling into a ball, just like in our first book. So that will be our first verse. This is the way I curl into a ball, curl into a ball, curl into a ball. This is the way I curl into a ball. I'm a wombat firefighter. Great job, everyone! Let's list some of the ways wombats help their fellow animals in times of drought and wildfire. What did Wombat do in that book to help her friends? She dug for water. Let's dig for water. This is the way I dig for water, dig for water, dig for water. This is the way I dig for water. I'm a wombat firefighter. Good job, my friends. What was that last thing that our wombat did? She welcomed her friends into her burrow. How about we say, "Come in" to all of our friends? This is the way I say, "Come in." I say, "Come in." I say, "Come in." This is the way I say, "Come in." I'm a wombat firefighter. Great job, my friends. My last book today is about a real human firefighter. Not a wombat this time, but I thought we should still read it. This is Firefighter Flo by Andrea Zimmerman with pictures by Dan Yacarino. Hey, yo, Firefighter Flo! You're a hero, you're a pro. Last night at the fire station, with a jingly jang, the telephone rang. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, hello, it's Firefighter Flo. The smoke is thick, flames have spread. Come on, crew, out of bed. Stomp, 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 stomp. In turnout suits and heavy boots, off they sped. The bell went clang each time it rang. Clang, 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 clang. Flashing lights shined, flash, 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 flash. The loud siren whined, woo! Flo spotted the fire, screech went the tires. The water rushed, the hoses gushed. Shh! Flo heard a dog yelp. Ruff, 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 ruff. It was calling for help. Flo swung the axe and chopped through the cracks. Bang, 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 bang. Flo pushed down the door. The heat made a roar. Whoosh! The window smashed. Smash! The ceiling crashed. Crash! Flo freed the scared pup and picked it right up. With help from the team, Flo turned flames into steam. Sss. Flo sighed with relief. Phew! Thumbs up from the chief. Flo climbed in the truck. Folks said thanks and good luck. Bye, bye, thanks. Flo did her best. Now time for a rest. Good night, good night, good night. Hey, yo, Firefighter Flo! You're a hero, you're a pro. The end. Stay safe this summer. Remember to drink lots of water and look out for each other, just like our Wombat firefighter. Goodbye.